This video is for you if your coaching income depends on you showing up on Zoom. In fact, if your income depends on how many Zoom calls you can survive every single week, this video is going to show you how to not just increase your revenue, but also decrease the time that you're spending on coaching so you can make more money while doing less. So why should you trust me? For those of you who know who I am, my name is David Nguyen, and I've started and scaled several 7- and 8-figure coaching businesses, particularly in the career coaching space. And I've helped over 24 other coaches do the same. And currently right now, I consult 2 companies that are doing over $100 million each. They're both coaching businesses. And I currently own and started Purple Circle. We're a community of coaches who are looking to grow our impact, our income, as well as our time freedom. That being said, there was a time when I first started my career coaching business, I was just trying to clear off a $21,000 medical bill. So I was taking anyone who would work with me on the weekends. I was working a full-time job with this medical bill. So I was working Friday nights, Saturdays, and Sundays trying to clear this view. Now, in my first year, just by myself, side business, I was able to clear $249,000. Just me coaching, taking sales calls, doing the marketing, doing the admin, everything. But I reached a point where I could not do everything myself. And I knew that my plateau was based on my time. How much can my calendar hold? And that wasn't a way to scale. And so the reason I wanted to record this video is that for a lot of coaches who are stuck in this, that you think, hey, you're doing one-on-one delivery, and you think, wow, this is the only way for me to grow. I want to show you better ways to do that. So I'm actually going to walk you through the journey of what you can do for it. So again, this video is for you if you're looking to grow your income without increasing your time spent. If you're completely happy with what you're doing, well, you'll have some ideas by the end of this video. So let me actually show you the progression here. So I call this the 4 stages of what happens when you are growing your coaching business. So in the beginning, you are the coach. You do everything. So you are basically coaching one-on-one. Every client that comes in, they get to work with you. So this is initially how I started my career coaching business. When I was charging people, they just get to work with me. So it's how many clients can I fit on my calendar? And this model works when 1, you're just starting out, you're trying to prove a model, or 2, you're already later stage and you're super happy being a coach and you want to have that one-on-one connection. But the ceiling you have is, of course, your time. But you can still thrive with this, which is there's a coach in Purple Circle, actually 2 of them. I'll walk through both of them. One of them is an executive coach. And what he does is he charges a monthly retainer to work with him, but he also charges a bonus based on the milestones that he's able to help his executives hit. So for example, if they hit their bonuses, then he will get a portion of that as well for performances. So he's able to take on a handful of clients, and his business in the last 12 months did about $4.5 million. So it's just him, one coach, an assistant, and they're able to do that. Now, there's another coach who is a mindset coach in Purple Circle for athletes, and he gets a percentage of the earnings that the athletes get. So for example, at the time I'm recording this, the Winter Olympics just happened, so he's going to get a percentage of the athletes who went there. So that's super cool. So you can keep the one-on-one model. However, you're always going to be capped by your time. Even if you have a bonus, an equity stake or whatnot, you're still going to be capped by your time. So what can you do about that? Well, there's actually 3 things you can do about that. First, if you really enjoy coaching and you want to stay in that coaching role, you could go from a coach to what I call a headliner. So a headliner is still the star of the show, but instead of doing just one-on-one coaching, you're doing one-to-many. So some of you know this as group coaching. Some of you know this as a platform. Some of you know this as a reverse classroom. Whatever it is you call it, it's essentially you're able to service a lot more people with just your time. So we have a Purple Circle member, Jean. She's fantastic. So she loves coaching, wants to coach, doesn't want to manage a team, and doesn't want to manage other coaches. So she wants to be a headliner. And so her program, she will charge $8,000 for you to come in, work with her over 3 months. And at the end of 3 months, you can choose to renew or not. And she's able to have up to 20 people on the call at once. So you can do the math there of how much she's making there per cohort. And she's able to do that because the reason being is that instead of trading her time 1 hour, she's able to take 20 people, which normally for a coach would take an entire week, and condense it into one 1-hour call. So pretty leverage there. So the pro of this is that you still get to coach. The con of it is still your time on it. And if you stop working, then the income stops as well. So you'd be a headliner doing a one-to-many. That's what some Purple Circle members choose to do. There's the other alternative path that you can also do is what I call the director. So a director here is instead of being the star of the show or coaching it, you get to direct the show. And this is actually where I took my consulting offer, which is I had a methodology. I knew that our one-on-one platform worked really well. The problem was that the one-on-one only scale with my time. And I didn't want it to just be limited with just my time. I wanted it to be able to scale. And so I took the same one-on-one methodology, but now I focus my time on others. So instead of me doing the coaching, it was other people doing the one-on-one. Of course, I hired them, trained them up, and quality controlled them. But now every time someone came up, if I hire a new coach, I can have them serving 20 clients. And we still have that one-on-one effect. So my role went away from just coaching to eventually just directing, or in this case, coaching to coach. And eventually I would have a head coach, and we would grow my consulting offer to more than 40 coaches, and they would be able to run with the clients. And so that's the trade-off here. It's like I enjoyed, as much as I enjoyed coaching, I enjoyed being able to train other people and coach to coach. So that's what ended up happening here. And so that's what basically took us from being constrained by my time, making $250,000, to be able to make multi-million-dollar businesses where I don't have to work to earn that income. So that's path number 3, which is the director role. And now there's path number 4, which is you get to be a producer. And so producer, so what a producer is this, is you take the same methodology that you have, which is the others time here, and you get to license out your IP. So all the things that make you a unique coach, you're now able to train up other people who then can do the one-on-ones, the one-to-many. And the cool thing about this is that you get to collect income in 3 ways. The first way that you get to collect income is from licensing them. So you're licensing out your methodology, and you're training them up, and you're like, hey, if you want to be a Purple Circle certified coach, then this is what you have to do. So you're making money there. B is that you also get to have a renewal. So every year they have to renew the licensing, or they have to pay you a continuation, call it continued education, so you get the revenue that way. And third is that if you work this right, you can also have a percentage of their revenue, whether it is because the leads come from you or because they're using the rights to your name. So multiple ways that you can grow your business. So the first way here is that you are a coach. So you just want to remain a coach, and you want to leverage your time. Con of it is, of course, that everything relies on you and only you. Yeah, so you're basically at a job. But you can make this very high pay, similar to Ray, who I mentioned, who takes on a couple of clients, and he's able to get a flat fee, but also a percentage of the upside of the executives that he coaches. You can be a headliner, similar to Jean, who can take on $8,000 clients, 20 of them at a time, into a group call, and she just shows up once a week to answer those, and she has a community manager who answers questions throughout the week. You could be a director, similar to what I did with my consulting offer, and be able to hire other coaches to do your methodology. Or 4, you can be a producer here and be able to actually license out. And this is actually a pretty popular model for a lot of Purple Circle coaches, where people pay you to train them to be a coach. And then they pay you an annual every single year to remain in good standing with your licensing. And third is that you get a percentage of the revenue that they bring in. So all these ways allows you to remove yourself from the one-on-one of coaching. So how do you actually decide? So here's how I think about it. Is first off, do you just want to coach and have a handful of clients and never want to manage anyone? Then, well, you could just continue to coach and just get higher leverage for your time. Second is, if you enjoy coaching, but you don't like the aspect of one-on-one and you believe that your model can actually scale, consider doing a headliner. Third is, if you believe that you want to make a bigger impact and have bigger revenue that doesn't tie to your time, you could be a director and just teach your methodology to others who can then deliver it. Or 4th, if you want to go even higher, you can then license out your methodology and your brand here so that you're getting a licensing, you're getting a renewal, and you're getting a percentage of the revenue that comes in. All these models work. It comes down to where you want to scale. And so oftentimes when I talk to coaches often tell me, oh, I can't scale beyond one-on-one. So hopefully by now you already see that that's completely false, because there's many ways for you to be able to scale past one-on-one. And it all comes down to your ability to figure out, can your methodology get results? If so, why can't you just do more of it?